Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. If you're new to our channel, welcome. Here at Mad About Skin, we're passionate about helping you to get the most out of your skincare. So if you haven't already, now's a fantastic time to click that link below, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and you won't miss out on any of our amazing future content. Now, today's video, we're going to be tackling the #1 asked question on this channel, which is retinols. Which do you prefer, the ordinary or the Inkey list? We're going to get into both of the best retinols from each brand and talk about which overall I think is the best. This, because I love both products, this is like the battle royale of retinols. Everyone knows I'm a sucker when it comes to a retinol. It's the only clinically proven active ingredient to reverse the signs of aging. We're not talking delaying it, we're not talking preventing it, we're talking taking that photo aging and putting it in reverse. Reducing fine lines and wrinkles, evening out skin tone and texture, and just providing an extra boost to the cellular turnover to give us that gorgeous glowing skin that we all crave. When it comes to affordable retinols, the Inkey list is absolutely fantastic. Ding, 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 I love this product. But equally, the GRANACTIVE RETINOID by the Emulsion by the Ordinary, really, really good. And so we're going to get into the differences between the two, what you can expect, and ultimately which one you should include in your skincare routine. I've already done a whole Inkey list versus the Ordinary video, which I'll link up there. So check that out if you haven't seen it. You want a more in-depth look at both of these brands as a whole. This is just honing in on the retinols. So what at the basis are they both? Well, they're both GRANACTIVE retinols. Now, a lot of people will say, what is that? What does it mean? Well, let's just clear up some misinformation around this. So there's a lot of information on the web around GRANACTIVE retinols and what they claim to be able to do. It is not retinol in the strictest sense. It's a derivative of vitamin A, but it's gone through many different formulations to be able to change it to a formulation which is going to be less irritating to the skin, encapsulated so it's not going to create that redness, that dryness, that peeling that we often associate when first using a retinol. So it's much more user friendly. Because it is further away in terms of the biology from retinoic acid, which is ultimately what the body needs to convert anything into to deliver the results we want. It does have a slower mechanism of action, and you will need a higher percentage to get the same results as if you were using a normal retinol. So let's forget about the percentages in these, because I think retinol percentages can be very difficult depending on the derivative of vitamin A which you're using. It depends on how strong it actually is. So a 5% isn't automatically stronger than a 0.3%. It depends on the formulation and the type of vitamin A derivative that you're using, if that makes sense. Both of these products are very similar. So they use GRANACTIVE retinoid as their main base. That means you're getting minimal irritation for maximum performance in terms of the results that you can expect to see. If you were to use a pure retinol, so I'm talking something like tretinoin, something that's super strength in retinol in its natural form, you're going to get quicker results and you'll probably get better results, but with much more downtime, the redness, the peeling, the irritation. Going to be going into overdrive with a product like that. These claim to minimize the unpleasant side effects of a retinol. So, the Ordinary, it's an emulsion. It's £8 here in the UK, so around the $10 point, and you get 30 mils. That's a really good price point for a really good product. It goes on as a milky emulsion. It sinks into the skin. I'd say 90% sinks into the skin. There is still a trace of it after you've used it, which is what I find with all of the retinols by the Ordinary. In fact, I did a full review of all the retinols and an explanation of each one, which I'll link up there in a video I did. So check that out if you want to know more about retinols at the Ordinary. It does leave a slight film to the skin, which some people can find off-putting. And if you're not careful and don't rub it in well, or leave a period of time before going to bed, can leave a yellow stain on your pillow. So bear that in mind if you've got white sheets like me. It's not the most user-friendly product. However, the price point is amazing and it delivers really good results. So you will take, if you use this, it will take about 6 to 12 weeks to start seeing the results, which is typical for a retinol and a vitamin A derivative, and I really enjoyed this product. Like I say, it goes on as an emulsion and is a good strength. Inkey list goes on like a cream. It's less messy, so I will show you this one. It does go on like a cream, if you can see that on the back of my hand. It's much easier to absorb than the Ordinary. Neither of them have a scent, which I think is really good. So for me, retinol can either smell very eggy or they put a load of fragrance in to avoid the egginess. Neither smell of anything, so I think that's a really good start. And this, as you can see, goes to nothing. there's no film, there's no unpleasantness on the skin, so really you can go to bed straight away after using this and not worry about your sheets. Overall, I'd say it's a similar strength. It's hard to compare without knowing the exact formulations that go into these, but very similar strength, so you're going to get very similar results. One an emulsion, one a cream. I would say overall, if we were going to allocate points, which do I think is best? Well, both of them cruelty-free, so that's an instant point for both brands and is absolutely fantastic. Both colorant-free and perfume fragrance-free. Again, really great because retinol can be irritating to start with, so you don't want to add other potential irritants in there which could just create unpleasantness when you're using the product or a sensitivity reaction. So all of them are cruelty, colorant and fragrance-free, which is absolutely fantastic. I think if I was going to pick between the two, for me, the Inkey List just pips it. The Ordinary is slightly cheaper, but I prefer the consistency of the Inkey List. It does not leave a trace on the skin, which I think is really hard to deliver with a retinol, so I think that's really amazing. And I think when there's so little to choose between them, that to me is why the Inkey List just pips them. I prefer the cream consistency, even though I've got oily acneic skin. The cream is non-comedogenic and it does sink into the skin, so I don't find that problematic. The slight film that the Ordinary does leave, I find slightly problematic on my skin. It just doesn't feel great to use. Are both of them fantastic products? Absolutely. And I think what will really drive this is the availability of both products wherever you live. So in the UK, both are equally as available as is in the US. I know the Inkey List can be slightly harder to get in some places, particularly Canada, though I do know it's growing in popularity there, and Australia. So I do know your buying decisions might be dictated to by which products you can get hold of. Overall, either of these will deliver fantastic results. I'd say where it comes to retinol, throw out the super strength retinol, which is probably hiding in your closet and which you've decided not to use because the after effects were just too much, the sensitivity and the peeling too much. Don't instantly go for the hard-hitting retinol straight off the bat because often you can have a sensitivity reaction and just a lot of unpleasant side effects, which mean you don't continue to use it. Start with one of these, either of them. Pick one, use it. It really doesn't matter. If you can get hold of the Inkey List, I would probably start with the Inkey List, but the GRANACTIVE emulsion is just as good. Get hold of one of them and start gradually with this. Whichever one you choose, use it one night a week, then move to 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week, 4 nights a week, and onwards until you're using it every single evening. If you never manage to use it every single evening because it does give that sensitivity, that's fine. Stick to every other. Listen to your skin and what it's telling you. A couple of tips I would say with retinol is avoid the other ordinary retinols. None of them sink into the skin. All of them are quite greasy and oily, and I think if you're going to use a retinol by the Ordinary, the GRANACTIVE emulsion is the way forward. With the Inkey List, they only do one and it's fantastic, so you don't need to worry about that. If you're struggling with some side effects, even with these GRANACTIVE retinols, then I would say buffer it with some moisturiser, so just mix it 50-50 with some moisturiser and that'll just take down the concentration and add some moisture and some barrier to prevent some of that dryness. That's a really easy way of just buffering out some of the unpleasantness when it comes to retinol. But either way, whichever one you choose, you'll enjoy it. And when at the end of the day, if I'm rating the retinol by the Inkey List as a 10 out of 10, and it is a 10 out of 10 product, the Ordinary GRANACTIVE Retinoid Emulsion is like a 9.5. And even when you think of it in the grand scheme of things, very few products I will ever be generous enough to give a 9.5 to. So both stand out. Let me know, are you team Inkey List? Are you team Ordinary? Let me know which your preference is in the comments below. Let's start that debate and I'll see if you, feel free to disagree with me if you would like. And whatever you do, make sure you check out my video that I did on Retinol 101. That'll just tell you how to use and incorporate a retinol into your routine if you're a beginner. And if you're looking to go for a more advanced retinol, so you're looking to up the strength of your retinol because you've used one of these for a period of time, let me know in the comments which one you're thinking of going to and I can give you any recommendations that you need. Hopefully you like this video. Short, sharp and to the point, but I do like to compare brands because often people say which is best. And you know, even when there's not that much difference between the two, I still think it's worth sharing that. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked the video. Follow us on Instagram @SkinMad, and wherever you are in the world, I'll see you in the next video. Take care guys. Bye.